All right, folks, had to do another video. Bitcoin up to 23,355. I mean, the altcoins are absolutely on a tear as well. Ethereum 1675, BNB back to 317. Our old friend Cardano pushing 42 cents. This is good stuff, folks. This is really good stuff. Dogecoin almost at 9 cents. Litecoin 103. Wow, we're right back to where we were last week. In fact, we're actually a little bit higher, to be honest with you. Theta, 116. Theta will probably be $1.30 if this continues pretty soon. Like I've been saying, buy your Theta. It's funny, a lot of these big YouTubers, I'm always making fun of all the YouTubers. I'm always like, because I just feel like any idiot can do this, basically tell people, shill cryptocurrencies. But I've been watching this Data Dash for a while. And he's been, look how bearish this Data Dash has been. 12 hours ago, here's why the Bitcoin sell-off is coming. 2 days ago, Bitcoin flashes warning sign. Let's go to 5 days ago, the final warning for Bitcoin is here. And the funny thing is, I've always tell people, in crypto, you don't want to be a sheep. And that's the same with following YouTubers. You shouldn't follow me to a T. You shouldn't follow Data Dash. You shouldn't follow Bitcoin, BitBoy. You got to do your own research. But look at these sheep on the comments. So Data Dash, and I'm not going to pick on Data Dash. Anybody can be wrong. My point with Data Dash is he's been bearish for the last couple months. He says he's all completely out of the market waiting for a $10,000 Bitcoin. This has been his narrative for the past 3 months. Now we're pushing $25,000 Bitcoin. So if you followed him, you're not making any money this bull market coming up. Most likely. You've missed out on significant gains. And eventually he'll have to change his tune. But I don't know. I mean, when you've been bearish that long, you really have to, put your tail between your legs and admit it. But look at all his comments. Intelligent analysis. Finally, an honest market crypto analysis based in non-biased forecasting. Well said, Nick. Money printing, not productive. Great content. So basically, all the sheep, and this is what happens when you get latched on to one particular Bitcoin influencer. These guys are going to go right into the gutter if Bitcoin continues. Now, Bitcoin can turn around at any moment, but you have to remember, this is kind of like a loser party right here. This is like the loser train. All these people, you can't believe it. I expect to go in his comments and see just everybody being like, hey man, you were wrong for the last 3 months. When are you going to admit it? But it's just all people saying, thanks man, thanks for the great advice. So yeah, crypto is just full of retards. And like I said, I have no idea what Bitcoin's going to do, but once Bitcoin dropped 70% and Cardano dropped 80-90%, I was putting a lot of money in, and I will continue to do that on the dumps. You'll never hear me say, oh, Bitcoin just dropped 70%. I'm selling everything and I'm out of the market. I'm waiting for lower prices. It's like, what? Cardano just dropped 90%. I'm selling. I'm out. I'm waiting for lower prices. What? That's like the opposite of what you're supposed to do. So anyway, there's a lot of dumb money out there. Hey, maybe he'll get his lower prices. Anything could change. But right now, Bitcoin, 24,361. We'll probably be at 25,000 tonight. We'll probably get rejected at 25,000 and then go right back down to 23. I don't know. But things are looking good. But I also want to talk about this article. Sam Bankman-Fried, not only was he caught, apparently he's been caught using a VPN, so there's kind of, they're trying to figure out what to do with him on that one. But everybody wants to know who the two people were who put up money so Sam Bankman-Fried could go out on bail. We know his parents put up their house, but there were two other people. A lot of people thought one of the people was Kevin O'Leary. That was the conspiracy theory. I never thought that. But the two people were just named today. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried's two bond grantors unsealed, both with ties to Stanford. So Stanford, preppy college, the elites. There's that George Carlin line, there's a big club and you ain't in it. Take a guy like Sam Bankman-Fried, just scum of the earth. Fat, slob, disgusting. What is he? He's one of those what are those unisexual guys? They just fuck everybody. They live in a big house, they just all fuck. They have kids, they fuck, they spread STDs everywhere. Basically, he's Satan. He's basically Satan, let's be honest. And you got two of the biggest names at Stanford bailing him out of jail. So it just goes to show you, folks, what kind of evil is going on in these school systems. So this is Stanford. Think of what's going on in Harvard, Princeton, like the elites. These elites are disgusting. And it kind of brings it back to like with the old Jeffrey Einstein thing where, you know, and his... the island he was on where he was having sex with all the underage girls, and the prince was involved in London, and just all these big like rich like elites, they're all like disgusting people. So anyway, the names of the two FTX co-founders, Sam Bankman-Fried's, were revealed on Wednesday after an unsealing motion from media companies including CNBC, blah blah blah. Bankman-Fried was released on $250 million bail in December, indicted on criminal charges. We know that. Anyway, the two guarantors are now known to be Larry Kramer, who is president of the William and Floral Hewlett Foundation, and Dean Emirate at Stanford. So basically just elite. Like one of the presidents of an elite college producing some of the worst people, you know, like producing like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, like producing that kind of people, producing people like Sam Bankman-Fried, just like producing pure evil. So anyway, here he is. Here's the first guy, Larry Kramer. Look at this little weasel right here. Like, you just look at him, you know you're dealing with just a weaselly, despicable person. He's the dean of Stanford Law School. So this is the guy. This is the school. This is the guy producing the next wave of high-powered lawyers. You know, they always say like lawyers are like the most evil people in the world, especially like trial lawyers. If you ever watched that movie with what's his name, Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino, where they're lawyers, and Al Pacino's like the head lawyer, and he's like Satan. Like, you can't make this stuff up. You know, it's like, you know, it's not like the Plumber Society, you know, bailing out Sam Bankman-Fried, or like the local electrician school. You know, it's like you know, it's like these guys, like the top of the elite, the cream of the crop, or supposedly the cream of the crop of society. And it turns out, it just says right here, you've bailed out a guy. There's no question Sam Bankman-Fried is guilty as sin. Like, you've heard about the suicides. You've heard about the billions of dollars. He's been arrested, hiding out in the Bahamas. There's no like his, you know, Caroline Ellison has already turned on him, so you know he's guilty. Like, the guilt is already there. We just have to wait for the trial for sentencing. Like, 100% guilty, and you have these guys at Stanford Law bailing him out of jail. So it kind of goes to show what's going on there. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm at the point, like, if I ever became, like, really, really rich, and, like, my kids wanted to go to, like, Stanford Law, I don't think I would let them. Like, I'd be like, you know what, just go to a state school if you're going to go to college. Like, these upper echelon schools, and the few people I have met, and I do have some people in my family who went to, like, Ivy League schools, unfortunately, and they're, like, just awful people. I'm sorry, they are, and I don't even care if they see this video. I mean, they're just not good people. So anyway, the best people in my family are just the blue-collar people, the regular people, the upper echelon people, and it's only a few people. They just turned out to be real dirtbags. So anyway, the other guy, Andreas Pepkick, another wormy-looking guy, he's a senior research scientist and director for data analytics in support of online teaching efforts at Stanford. So basically, all Stanford ties, all big wigs at Stanford. These guys are all like in the political system. They're greasing the politicians to get things done. This is like, this is just an interesting story because it kind of exposes the underbelly of society. Like, everybody knows it. Everybody knows the elites are like evil and what they're up to, and they're fucking kids, and they're on an island so they can fuck kids. And now you have them right here. They're bailing out Sam Bankman-Fried, one of the biggest monsters of our time. You know, the amount of damage he caused, and these guys. Like, you'd think just like on a level of like, you don't want the world to know, so you're not going to bail him out because you know it'll eventually get out. They don't care. I mean, they tried to cover it up, but anyway. And there's a lot more people who would be willing to bail out Sam Bankman-Fried as well. There's just a lot of evil in this world. So anyway, I just want to talk about that a little bit. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. So we'll see what happens. Like I said with Sam Bankman-Fried, I think eventually his bail is going to get revoked. I think there was a lot of money greasing and a lot of political influence that even allowed him to get out on bail. But I think they're going to figure out that he was up to no good using VPNs, probably trading crypto and up to all sorts of shenanigans. And his trial is not till November or December. I could see him getting his bail revoked. But I don't know, because such big wigs, these big time guys at Stanford, and it's Stanford law, so they know the law. So basically, a lot of these judges, a lot of the attorneys, a lot of the district attorneys, a lot of the trial lawyers, like they all know these guys. They're all being greased by these guys. The political law system, the judicial system is just run by a bunch of sleazeballs. So while America's judicial system is probably better than a lot of other countries, you have guys like this who would bail out the head of Stanford Law, bailing out Sam Bankman-Fried from jail. So it just kind of goes to show you that, it's a big fucking club, like George Carlin said, and you're not in it. And if you're not in that club, if you get arrested, things aren't going to work out too good for you. So anyway, Bitcoin's still pumping. I love it. A lot of these people, folks, I've been saying it for a long time, a lot of these people who are out of the market waiting for an $8,000 Bitcoin, $12,000 Bitcoin. Hey, I was the piece of shit a couple years ago. During the COVID dump, I was sitting in this very chair telling myself, you know what? Bitcoin's going to go down to $50. So I'm going to wait till then. And then I sold like almost all my crypto and I had to buy back in higher. Probably cost me $50,000 to $100,000 by doing that. I'm not making those mistakes anymore. I'm going to say it one more time. We've been in the bear market for almost a year and a half, a year and a few months. Bitcoin's already dropped 70-some%. Your favorite altcoins have already dropped 95%. What the fuck are you waiting for? Like and subscribe.